Based off of the statements that you gave me, because I didn't actually get to watch the fight in real time. I have watched it since then, but I didn't get to watch it in real time. But based off of your comments, you basically said, I hate Khabib. And you said that Gaethje fought emotional.
Yes.
And I kind of don't agree, but I want to get you to give your opinion first.
Okay. So the first statement is me just saying, like, Khabib's the Tom Brady of the UFC. That's how I look at him. I have nothing but respect for the guy. He's really good. And look, him being really good is part of the reason why I think Gaethje fought emotional. You know, I think he just forces you to do so. I don't think so far, no one has been able to prove that they couldn't against him. And I'll tell you what I mean by emotional in a second. But so, yeah, no, I'm nothing but respect for the guy. I don't like things that he says. And I don't like I don't like the extreme and excessive adoration from his peers, mainly his peers who have trained with him. Like Daniel Cormier, can you just shut up? Like, take your hand off his dick and put it on your own for 5 minutes, please. So that bothers me. But again, that goes back to the whole Tom Brady thing. Like, all of Tom Brady's teammates are going to be like, he's the best quarterback ever. And as a fan or as a spectator, you go, God, can you just shut up about him for a minute? It's the same thing. So again, nothing is about I hate him as a person or whatever. He's good. Great fighter. Nothing but respect for the guy. With that said, I sent you a video a week before the fight happened. Do you remember what that was? It was a video of Justin Gaethje talking about the fight. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Now, what did I say to you when I sent it? Do you remember?
No, that was over. It was like 2 weeks ago.
I said this is a huge problem. And the reason that I thought it was a huge problem is he completely changed his tune from when he beat Tony Ferguson to that interview, which was a week before the fight. He became Mr. Humble. And it was no longer about winning. It was just about, I'm happy to be in the octagon with Khabib. I'm going to do my best to blah, 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 blah.
So what do you think changed his mindset, and why do you think that's an issue?
I have no idea. But every fighter who gets in the octagon with that guy gives him too much respect, and all game plans go out the fucking window. And it kind of makes me sad that we never saw Tony Ferguson fight him, because I honestly don't think Tony Ferguson would be that way. I'm going to fight until you make me not fight anymore. And I think Tony Ferguson would do that against Khabib. Gaethje didn't do that. Now, when I'm saying he fought emotional, Justin Gaethje did not do anything that he said he was going to do, anything that they said he prepared for. He didn't fight the same way he fought Ferguson. He was very frantic. He was breathing heavy after 2 minutes into the first round. He was scatterbrained. He was moving too much. And by moving too much, I don't mean angular and like changing angles and keeping Khabib guessing. He was moving away from Khabib. He was essentially running away from Khabib's pressure. But that's what Khabib does.
That was the perfect game plan for Khabib, though.
That's what he does to everyone.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, though.
The game plan is very clear, dude. He's going to come at you, and he's not going to stop until you make him stop.
Right.
So look,
but the one thing that I thought about when I was watching the fight was that all his throws in that fight, his eyes were pretty much closed, and he was just hoping.
Exactly.
He did land one right hand.
Yeah.
But the most it did was make Khabib take a step back.
Yeah.
And then he jumped right back in and started pressuring him again.
Nothing was calculated. It's one thing to say you know that Khabib's going to pressure you and I'm going to prepare for it. It's another thing once you get in there. Let me just do it now. So the GOAT is John Jones. Number 2 is Demetrius Johnson. And
I was hoping that was going to be your number 2.
Right, very, very close. 3 and 4 are GSP and Anderson Silva. And then
Okay.
for me, this is for me, and then Khabib, 5th. Yes, I'm putting Anderson Silva and GSP above Khabib for sure. So,
that's just a personal
well, of course.
thing. That's because of how you.
I think there's some logic behind that too, man. There's
Okay.
some logic behind there too.
So you're saying it's not just record?
No, he only defended that belt 3 times. And oh, by the way, he won a vacant belt against Al Iaquinta. I'm just saying.